Back with more Arkansas State Dynasty today. The Red Wolves will take on the Oregon Ducks to begin this episode as we have returned to the number one spot in college football after our big win against Notre Dame. Our defense got the job done this time. We won it 19-14, scoring our first major win of year 7. So far this year, quarterback Gerald Ogletree has 4 touchdown passes, and all 4 of those have gone to senior tight end Akeem Madden, who returned this season for one more year to help us chase a championship. This Oregon team we're about to face is number 12, off to a 2-0 start, and they're very strong on defense with great playmakers and a junior quarterback in Cam Middlebrooks. Carlos Cabrera is an elite athlete at inside linebacker. Leroy Dyson at edge rusher has platinum takedown. He's a 286-pound power rusher with 83 speed, 87 acceleration. You get deep in the dynasty and the athletes just keep getting better and better. Looks like they're missing their top running back, Josh Jean. He has a broken wrist. So there is a bit of a drop-off as they'll start Dalton Gallimore then it appears. Derek Kiernan has a bunch of abilities and is their top route runner. I do like this matchup though for our defensive line, and they've shown us some good things in these first 2 games, a big reason why we were able to defeat Notre Dame, and there aren't really many standouts along their offensive line. In their secondary, they're not as strong as other areas. They're going to hope to get some pressure and make some plays with their linebackers today. So with that in mind, welcome back everybody to more of the Red Wolves Dynasty. Before we dive into our game action today, let's hit the recruiting trail. I've updated a bunch of our hard sell options, and we have a lot of answers now for some of these 5-star players. I think we're in pretty good shape this year because most of the pitches line up well for us. We're in the mix for number 1 prospect Denton Foster, a running back. It's not going to be easy to get him out of the Big Ten. He hasn't narrowed it down to his top 5, so we can't set up visits probably for another week. But that's what I want to do with a lot of our points we have right now. We already had Marquise Chamberlain visit for the Notre Dame game, and that might be the difference in winning this battle. Coming up, we have a matchup against the Florida Gators, and I want Chet Gradkowski, a cornerback, to visit for that game. I think he's one of the most complete cornerbacks on our board. I'd also like to get a visit in for Ben Lamons, and he's a 5-star corner. We're going to pick the week against Arkansas, week 7. And hopefully this makes it tough for anyone else to get a visit scheduled. Eric Corbett, the pass rusher, is going to visit during that Florida game as well. We're his number 1 school right now. As we go on the road for one of our toughest road games of the season, I wanted to talk about something I saw in the comments, and it's something to keep in mind. Gerald Ogletree has the fan favorite mental ability, and it's his only ability. That gives him increased composure gains at home. You'll notice a player when they get like that fire emoji under their player, that means that their composure is high and it's more likely they make good plays basically. Now on the flip side, you got backup quarterback Matt Priester. He has road dog. So we have a quarterback who gets a boost at home essentially, and a quarterback who gets the composure gain easier on the road. So if there is a game where Ogletree is struggling on the road, we have a quarterback at an equal overall. It's something to keep in mind. We know the margin for error in these seasons can be razor thin at times. With a 12-team playoff, it's not nearly as, costly to lose 1 or 2 games. But now it's time for us to try and go to 3-0. I don't think that I've played in Oregon yet in CFB. Here we go. From Autzen Stadium, 2-0 Ducks, 2-0 Red Wolves. I'm expecting a good one. Defense has impressed me so far. They will start this game, and here we go. Ducks up first. It's taken across the 10, up around the 15-yard line, and that's where Cameron Middlebrooks will bring this offense out. Spread out, the Ducks open with the lefty throwing over the middle, and a quick first down catch made by Josh Frumorgan. On the RPO, it's dished outside. Kiernan's first catch, really highlighting him because he's the top route runner. We'll see if we need to match up Emmett Paul and go by overall. That might not be a bad idea in this case. This is going to be their first run, and remember, they're down to their second running back, and this was not either of the two running backs I thought we'd see today. So Ducks third down and 6. Middlebrooks under pressure and sacked. Jared Maffei brings him down. It's Kenneth Agood on the return. He angles and crosses the field, taking it up to the 45-yard line. It was tough to generate much offense in the second half against Notre Dame. Against this secondary, hopefully we can find some ways to get these receivers going. Just got to be careful of the linebackers. Oh, check this out. We got a bunch of cold composures here to start the game. All right, I immediately want to change plans. And we jump early. That is not going to help. It's the number 9, toughest place to play in college football. And off the play action, passes high and off the hands of Akeem Madden. Here's a screen now, and they're all over Kenneth Agood. Tough opening drive, and we're going to extend the play, rolling out, and out of bounds goes Ogletree. No more room out there. And the Ducks, with that great home field advantage, get that first stop. It's so tough to go on the road and have like a strong first quarter, especially when you're not, always playing these games with the squiggly lines, and it's hard to audible, and now all the composure's low, and you had a false start before the first snap of the game. Ducks football. Crowd quiets down, and here is a run ahead. Loss of 1 for Dalton Gallimore. Third down and 6. Middlebrooks away from pressure as he gets the first down and dives ahead to the 45. He got away from Elijah Hopper's pressure. Ducks' new set of downs. Middlebrooks to the middle again. Frumorgan. On second down, passes batted at the line, and that was Dallas Brown jumping in front. And here sets up third down as we prepare to get in the face of these receivers and crank up the aggressiveness. Running right into Isaiah Harris and the blitz. It is fourth down. And I came away from that first episode of Year 7 just so impressed with our linebackers. I think we have 2 game changers who are playing outstanding to start the year. And I'm expecting them to make a lot of game-changing plays. We get the ball back. After no runs on the first possession, that's where we're beginning this one, as Ron Best will get us 3. What's it going to take to get the composure right? Ogletree isn't cold right now. And sweeping to Best, he's going to pick up about 4. Cornerback follows Shembo all the way across on third down. We're running to the right. It's flipped to Best. He makes a man miss and gets the first. First down for Arkansas State. 3 straight, including a read option call. I'm having to go a little bit out of the ordinary to start this game. Just seeing the way the composures are set up. Flag down, negating a nice first down pass to Shembo. So it's our second time on 1st and 15. Shembo came back. I should have trusted you. You ran a good route, and I threw it late. And I think we have our composures under control as Ruggins gets his first carry. And they had two defenders instantly shed and make it into the backfield. All right, now we got three players at cold composure again. As we drop back, and it is Ogletree sacked. Ducks' third possession begins with a TFL going to Dallas Brown. Feels like an All-American season already in the making. He was named Defensive Player of the Week with no forced fumbles, sacks, or interceptions. I don't know if I've ever seen that. I'm not sure how many teams played that week, but he was National Defensive Player of the Week in Week 1 after getting 5 or 6 deflections. Some players get that in a season. 3rd down and 7. They go empty for Middlebrooks, and he faces the pressure. He's sacked by Jeffrey Brazil. And it's defensive dominance here in the first quarter. I caught that the deal breaker right now for Gerald Ogletree is at a D. We're not throwing for a lot of yards so far. This is Ron Best gaining 10. And as we see this game unfold, I think more of a running emphasis is right this week. All right, the crowd has lost some of its steam. Sometimes you just got to get out of that first quarter. Please no delay a game. Man, that took 7 seconds for real? Here's Best with running room, a ton of it, and he gets the first down, already at 47 yards. And he's going to carry again. How about Mangum right there, just paving the way. 30 yards out, and under pressure, getting away is Ogletree, and he's out of bounds for Akeem Madden. 3rd down, and the throw is behind Madden, but he makes the adjustment. It's a first down. Now on the keeper, Ogletree getting 1. Already called power read a couple times. This one sticks with Ron Best as he runs ahead for 5. 3rd down, and here goes Ogletree taking off, and he'll slide around the 5. Kenneth Agood makes an appearance now in the backfield. That's Akeem Madden in motion, and here's the toss as Agood gets hit and run down for a loss. Carlos Cabrera, one of their top players, just came flying in. That's pretty amazing. He's at his Mike linebacker spot. And he's going to ruin this play. Didn't make the tackle, but he made sure somebody else could. Agood stays in the backfield. And pressure on, and the pass ends up on the ground. I wasn't trying to go hurry up. Maybe you should have taken the delay there because it actually kind of helps the kick. We know that. Short field goal try. Unbelievable. And the kick is no good. That's a 15-yard penalty. You can't talk trash to our center like that. Still no score as the Ducks take over at the 20. And we'll get about 4 yards on first down. Middlebrooks back to pass. He throws complete to a leaping Derek Kiernan. Pressure. Down he goes. We're creating a lot of havoc early in this game. Keenan Berry was the first one there. I've seen some good things from like every starting defensive lineman already. And it's a run heading outside where they almost get to the first down mark with Gallimore. 3rd down Ducks. Very low and might have hit his target there in the back of the ankle. On the left side, I think they were going to have Kiernan for an easy first down. I mean, we're playing off, and he's got the cornerback beat by a mile. Out of reach for Akeem Madden, as these drives have not started very smoothly for the Red Wolves. Single high safety, a lot of star power on the right side of the screen here, and we're rolling that way with a wide open man. It's Coates. Had a great debut as a Red Wolf last episode. I thought he was dynamic, great playmaker after the catch. Ruggins now in the game, and he's unable to work through the line. Back to the air. There goes Ogletree again, scrambling for the first down. A lot of getting Ogletree on the move. Dishes to Madden, where he gets 4. Third down and 3. A lot of pressure coming as Ogletree spins and throws behind his target, Madden. Another try for Jamie Finger. 40 yards out. 0 for 1 on the day. What is that? That thing had no bend to it. And he's 0 for 2. Not this again. It's been a very interesting first half, and we don't have a point yet as halftime approaches. A little over a minute on the clock, and now, please say it's on them for once. Thank you. Oh, what's wrong? I want to get Connor Flood back out there to have a couple words with the Duck. Second down, pressure, and Middlebrooks gets it away. He's got his tight end for a big pickup. 27-yard gain. 60 seconds on the clock. Hopper spins and brings him down. He nearly got there on that last pass to the tight end. Elijah Hopper, someone we're going to see a lot more of this season. I think he's legitimately strong depth. And now they let some clock run, 22 seconds remaining. Another play tackled in bounds, and the Ducks aren't calling timeouts, but are going hurry up. So they're very non-committal on this, as we're going to burn a timeout and change our defense. We've seen a lot in this series, in many series. And with 11 seconds to go, the Ducks will have an incomplete pass, bring up fourth down. How often have we seen a scoreless first half? And in this case, it's in a matchup between two really good teams. We're taking this one to halftime at 0-0. We had a chance on those field goals, and now after that last miss, I don't feel like the short miss was nearly as bad. Sure, with 5 more yards of room, maybe it would have been more makeable. But it could have easily been screwed up like that one was. We have to get to the end zone because I don't trust kicking today. And if I have to kick anything that's on a hash, I might as well go for it. And actually, I think that like third down play calling with the hashes more so in mind is something I need to be more aware of, especially given my kicking history in this series especially. Hopefully a scoreless game to this point keeps the fans a little quieter as the third quarter is now underway. Uh-oh, they're starting to rattle the stadium again as we hand to Best. He gets around the edge and turns it up. He has the 40 and gets brought down at the 43. Just got the screen complete. Kenneth Agood through the middle on a gain of 8. The give is to Best. He has the first down. Good blocking from Shembo. Loose to the 20 and knocked out of bounds. For Ron Best, he has 111 yards rushing already. And now Bradley Durham is going to give him a rest. Durham, who usually plays in garbage time, gets a meaningful carry, no gain. Best back in after one play off. There goes Agood. And we get him in space, but the Ducks are not letting him get loose. And this is one of those crucial third downs in the red zone to the end zone. And a dangerous pass winds up nearly intercepted. And we weren't able to move the ball off the right hash. All right, 0 for 2. We know what today's been like. Jamie Finger got it inside the right upright. It is finally 3-0. Thus far, Oregon having more success throwing, but they have been 1 for 6 on third down and haven't ran the ball well. Another dump off to Gallimore. His day has been very quiet. Dallas Brown a part of that. Middlebrooks dumps it again to Gallimore, and this time it's going to be enough via screen pass. That's a throw high and over the head of Kiernan. He now lines up to the right, opposite Emmett Paul. Middlebrooks is going deep. Testing time on Hills, and the pass is incomplete. The James Madison transfer ends this drive. Another run to start the drive, and Best gets 4. That's the biggest difference in this game, is our run game has been awesome, and there's a non-factor. Play action, rolling, and lost the ball! We got it back! Oh my. Having trouble communicating here to Ron Best. I think he might have gotten the hint. And now the pass is going to come out incomplete. They get pressure, and the drive's over. Ducks football again with a run that still isn't getting them much. A gain of 4 is an improvement. Keeper, Middlebrooks hit, and Wilkins stops him. 4-man rush on third down. Middlebrooks got his man. Great route from Derek Kiernan. They run it with Gallimore, and he gets downhill. Those 4-yard runs on first down are a good building block. Here is a 3rd and 1 for the Ducks. We got Mafe lined up over the center. We picked the wrong side. Gallimore breaks the tackle, and the first down runs are a change for Oregon. They're actually working. And so far, it's one of their best drives. They're at our 39-yard line. On the screen, the tight end's got it. That's Thomas Cologne. Oh, that was a bad attempt by Dontre Guyon. That was really bad. Great juke. First down, Oregon. Their first red zone trip of the game. Ducks keeping it with Middlebrooks, and he gets inside the 10 to the 5 and brought down at the 3. Inside give, Gallimore broke a tackle and breaks the plane. The Ducks score. Elijah Hopper missed the tackle. That was our sloppiest drive yet. And the Ducks finally have the lead. The third quarter is winding down as we give Ruggins a chance to start this drive. This game has been really fast. And now we've got 1 quarter left in one of the biggest non-conference games this year. Getting to the line here with 2 seconds. It is a fake. Buying time, and what a... No, he didn't catch it. No, Sean Coates. 3rd down and 7. And looking over the middle. High for Madden, off the mark. Another miss from Ogletree. And it's 4th down. He has not had a great game. We just talked about Matt Priester. Something I got to think about. A screen from Middlebrooks and a good tackle from Wilkins. A run now, and a sloppy missed tackle again. Ducks with their ground game get 13 more. That's a throw. It is picked. Dontre Guyon. And the Arkansas State Red Wolves will take over. Middlebrooks off play action just forces this pass. He could have gone underneath to the tight end, but tries to get it outside to the other tight end. Heads up play by Dontre Guyon. As we take over with Ogletree 7 for 16 passing, the sophomore Matt Priester is going to enter the game. I just can't count on Ogletree to make those throws right now. His mobility always gives him an edge, but we're actually doing a pretty good job with just handing the ball off to Best. We'll see how much we ask Priester to do. For now, he's handing off to Ron Best, but now it's third down. Priester, third down, throws short, and it's off the hands of Best, and it's 4th and 5. Priester going for it. Pass caught. Pierre Shembo. He has so many high-level abilities, and his route running with sure hands is going to make him the third down and red zone target in many of those gotta-have-it situations. Ron Best getting loose. Thought he was about to break it. Getting a change in here with a few seconds on the clock. That was not what I thought we had. Best on the catch to the 10-5 touchdown. Wow, I didn't think that was our play call. I was trying to audible the inside zone. I did a couple times. And I saw everybody look over to the bench. I thought they got the call. As it turns out, we were still in this tight end screen I wanted to get out of. But able to flip it out to Ron Best, and no one's home for the Ducks. Best continues. A huge game as we take the lead. Extra point is good. We lead it 10-7 as Matt Priester throws a key touchdown pass. He didn't have to do anything special there besides make a couple accurate passes. And now we turn it over to our defense again. That was our first touchdown in, I forget how many quarters, 5 or 6? Oregon ball throwing for Kiernan. He's wrapped up by Harris. After putting together one touchdown drive, are the Ducks able to return again? They put 3 receivers on the right. Run it with Duvernay into the second level. First down. That throw goes to Cologne. And it's a gain of 9. Middlebrooks throws quick. And hanging on for the first down is Damon Bohannon. 6 for 21 today. We're not letting these receivers get easy underneath separation. Another screen. Bohannon trying to create. Gets 5. Ducks on third down. Facing press coverage. Middlebrooks keeping. Juking for the first down. Up to the 27. On the run, they get Gallimore across the 20. Their second red zone trip. We go under 4 minutes to go. Throwing downfield. It is off the mark. Another RPO. And he's been high on a lot of passes. He and Ogletree have not been very sharp. Middlebrooks throws another screen. And we give up the first down. 3 minutes on the clock. This is Middlebrooks. Hit. Ball's out. And he recovers it. He defended that nicely. Got off a block there, Isaiah Harris. And it's a little hard to see, but the ball is out. And that knee is not on the ground yet. That was a live football. I can't believe Mafe didn't get it. Middlebrooks throws right on target. That was a fantastic pass. Damon Bohannon has 10 catches for 45 yards. And they've got Duvernay in the backfield. Eyeing the lead. They run it right into Dallas Brown. And we have to use a timeout. Middlebrooks. He's hit. Goes across the line. Touchdown, Oregon. Isaiah Harris met him inside the 1, and Middlebrooks just gets the ball across. And we'll need to respond with a touchdown drive in the final 2 minutes. And it appears this will be the biggest moment in the career of Matt Priester, giving him a chance on the road. And we come out, trips to the right. Ron Best in the backfield. The throw goes over the middle and caught by Coates. Quick start, gain of 15. Throwing short, Coates again, 4-yard gain. Priester back to pass. Wants Madden, who snags it. Stopped his route right where I wanted him to. I had to trust he was going to run the correct option route there, and he did. A little over a minute remaining. Priester to the outside, and that is Shembo unable to grab it. To the air with Priester, almost intercepted. Nice job on that route. I thought Madden had him. A minute to go. 3rd and 10. It's a screen. Best is chased down. Unbelievable. Thought we could get a few there, and suddenly it's 4th down. This is a mess. 4th down and 14. Downfield. Shembo incomplete. Oregon takes over. This game is over. I should have called the timeout. I was trying to make some adjustments. Couldn't get him in. So Madden never extended his route. And our tackle there on the left gets beat. So this ball just has to come out. And we give Pierre Shembo a chance. And it's in his hands. It just gets knocked away. The Ducks take us down. 14-10. Our second straight defensive battle. We beat Notre Dame, fall on the road against Oregon. That was a really difficult game. I felt like we weren't able to really do what I wanted to do offensively, through the air anyway. Couldn't make adjustments. You get into these games and sometimes you realize how reliant you can be on being able to change the play and having options. But not this time. It's hard going on the road. It's also hard when I'm missing throws that are there. I saw a couple things when editing where I know I'm looking further downfield than I need to be. It's not going to be there. Had an easy first down on this play at the sticks. Could have extended the drive. And here, I don't know why, I'm just hoping that square gets open. I remember seeing the tight end even on this play, so I know my eyes were in the wrong spot when we had the easy one there. Neither team was spectacular, but Oregon had 2 touchdowns. We had 1 and missed our 2 field goals early in the game. Middlebrooks, 183 yards. Really did not try to go downfield much. A lot of these were just scripted screens. They don't look like a team that ran the ball well on the surface, but in the second half, they did a pretty good job. 10 for 45 for Damon Bohannon. This was a weird game. A lot of bubble screens. Meanwhile, I tried to make that change at quarterback, thinking that if we had to have certain throws, that Priester might be more trustworthy in the end, and really his accuracy was fine. 6 for 11, while Ogletree was 7 for 16. Ron Best, 16 carries, 130 yards. Ruggins, 3 for 5. We didn't run that many plays. Sean Coates, 3 for 49, was our leading receiver. Akeem Madden, just 3 catches for him. Sometimes when I'm looking his way, it feels like the coverage has been a lot better. We did get some early success from our defensive front, but I felt in the second half they weren't as much of a factor against the pass or against the run. Maybe the running success had something to do with that. I thought a tough road game like that on the schedule would be good for us. And hopefully, we'll see. Time will tell, I suppose, if we learn from it and are better in our next road game. It's an out-of-conference loss, as we'll now get back to SEC play with our return home to face the Florida Gators. We fall down to number 8 in the polls this week. We're under Notre Dame. I don't know if I agree with that. I think I would move Oregon further up and us maybe to 6. I'm not looking to make a quarterback change. I just felt in that moment in that game, it was worth to see if Priester could win it. Ron Best continues a hot start on the ground. He has 6.1 yards per carry, and he's been one of our better receivers. Dontre Guyon, he's up to 2 interceptions already. Jeffrey Brazil, 3 sacks. So, a tough loss, but we've got to get back ready now for a game against Florida. Let's check on our recruiting board. We have just jumped to the top for Denton Foster, so there is a big win. Just narrow it down to your top 5, man. Ohio State, Alabama, Oregon, they're sleeping. Just let us 5 battle it out. I'd like for him to visit for the Arkansas game, which is in week 7. But he needs to narrow it down to his top 5 first. Sam Tutupu is a safety on our board. We're going to have him visit during week 7, making it complimentary with 5-star corner Ben Lamons. So now against the Gators, you've got Chet Gradkowski on the visit, hoping to create a lead between us and Texas Tech. I also have Eric Corbett, the edge rusher, coming in for this game, hoping that some of these other visits don't end up happening. And we also have right guard Matthias Coker, a 5-star and the top right guard in the country. And I suppose after these 2 games where the offense hasn't done much against 2 good teams, you want to see us play a lot better. We showed great offensive potential against Rice, but now we've got some tougher SEC teams where I don't know if a touchdown or 2 is going to be enough. And here come the Red Wolves as the Gators come to town. Both teams looking for their second SEC win and are both 2-1 on the season. I failed to go over their roster, but they do have one of the best quarterbacks in the SEC, Zach Vallis, at 94 overall. He has mobile resistance at platinum, 99 juke. Basically, we don't want to see him running with the football, but he's also a great passer. Little bit weaker down the field, though. Cole Rasmussen at running back, a ton of abilities in his 87 overall skill set. They have a bunch of 90 overall wide receivers, juniors and seniors with a lot of speed, including George Diamond. 92 overall, but 72 speed tight end. And I think their offensive line should be a little bit stronger than what we just went up against. Secondary also seems to be a little bit stronger. It's a good roster. Alex Romero, we recruited him. I remember him. The Alaskan kicker. Away we go in the 4th game of Season 7. Kenneth Agood from the goal line brings it out to the 19. Will we see more offense this time around? Or will it be another defensive battle? When you go from one of those road games to just playing at home where you can make audibles and do whatever you want, for the most part, it's a very nice change. Ron Best gets us started. And he's been averaging 6 yards a carry so far. We'll see if that maintains. Play action for Gerald Ogletree. Wants Madden. He snags it out of the air. Maybe it wasn't a good decision, but sometimes the great receivers turn them into good decisions. This is Best. And he weaves through the middle. Makes a man miss. Electrifying moves from Ron Best. We feed him again. He's quick into the second level, falling ahead to the 39. Those of you in the comment section seem pretty convinced that Ron Best is going to go pro after this season. I'm sure many of you have gone through more off seasons and seen more of that than me, so I'll defer to you guys. I assume a lot of these guys will go pro so that when they do, I'm not disappointed. Or when they come back, I can have, a good time with that. Could not dump it off there to Miles Allen. 3rd down and 8. That is dropped. All right, Jamie Finger. Not the greatest start to a season for him. 55-yard field goal, trying to get back on track, and he kicks it through. It's good. The defense has a lot to defend today with Zach Vallis coming in off of a 3-touchdown game, 265 yards. Everybody he's given the ball to has a star icon under them. So here are the Gators. Play action begins. Vallis dumps it complete to his tight end, Muhammad Omame. Off play action. Dumps it again. Omame nearly. No, they do give him the first down progress. Throwing over the middle. This one is complete. They got a step on Emmett Paul. That was George Diamond. The Gators want to challenge our secondary, it seems. Vallis now hands. There isn't much there for Rasmussen. 3rd down and 6. He throws into traffic. It's caught. Diamond broke away from Paul. Rasmussen running left into Dallas Brown. Gators facing 3rd and 5. And it's a run. Rasmussen has it and brings it inside the red zone. Vallis running inside. Rasmussen on the handoff. Takes it up the middle for a touchdown. They built some steam over that possession. It's an opening drive score for the Gators. A very impressive start. They're kind of daring us to throw on 1st down, and we'll oblige. It is caught by Akeem Madden. Very low passing totals on the season so far. We're going to get this one to Best as quick as we can and let him get the first. Running to the right. Best met falls ahead with 6 yards. Gators have a lot of guys leaving this game with injury. Back to the air, downfield, that's a good! Had a step and throw that laser in there. It's a 32-yard catch to our speedy gadget player we had that time in the slot. On 2nd down, here's a quick pass out to Coates. And the first red zone trip for our Wolves today. Needing 3, it is a run. Ruggins, only 1. Offense stays in the game for Arkansas State. Back to pass, open and caught. That's a good. Got inside the 10. Fresh set of downs. Best carries, eyes the end zone and ends the drive. Touchdown, Arkansas State. If this is going to be his last year with this team, we're going to make it count. 47 yards rushing and a touchdown here in the first half. Florida football withstanding the blitz. That is caught. They've come up with some tough catches already. They throw a lot of those screens too, just like Oregon. So got to keep that in mind with the slot receivers. They got a fake now. Good throw as they'll find Omame, and Vallis has opened the game. A perfect 9 for 9. On the run, Rasmussen got past Dallas Brown. Rasmussen carries and drives through the tackle to get a first down. 8 carries, 40 yards. This is about the best anybody's looked running on us in a while. They're into Arkansas State territory. Vallis trying to stay perfect and now taking a chance deep where it is overthrown. I respect it. You start the game 9 for 9, and you're not just throwing checkdowns. You're trying to hit the home run for your 10th. Rasmussen presses to the outside and cuts downhill for a couple. Here is 3rd down and 8. The blitz gets there, and Dallas Brown nearly got the football. Looks like they're going to keep the offense in the game. Gators need 4. It's aggressive. Vallis back to pass. This one is picked, and it's Andre Adeyemi. The transfer safety gets his first. As a defense, it's our 4th interception of the year, and 3 of them have gone to safeties. This one just appears telegraphed. Adeyemi just waits for his chance. Big turnover. Here's a screen for Best. Quickly turning up to midfield. Play action. Buying time. And here's Ogletree. He's got him. Shembo on the catch. First down. Ogletree looks to keep this one as he picks up 3. The run is to Ruggins. Feels like whenever I've put him in the game, they've stopped blocking. 3rd down and 7. Ogletree steps up, throws. What an adjustment made by Coates, because that did not end up where I thought it would. 3rd and goal for Arkansas State. Throwing, caught. That's 6. Touchdown, Akeem Madden with his 5th of the season. We're going to have to get his yards up at some point, but he's getting his touchdowns up quickly this year. Arkansas State leading by 10. Florida and Rasmussen straight ahead with the run. First down. Off the fake, Vallis. Good touch throw to Jermaine Heinisch. Vallis to the outside, over his head. Tried to go back-to-back touch throws to his top wide receiver. Their protection has been outstanding. Oh no, Dallas Brown had him run around him. Elton Rousseau just turned it up. Dallas Brown over pursues. But with no stars along this offensive line, they've held up great. Now a shot to the end zone. It is caught. Touchdown Gators. George Diamond. Paul had perfect positioning and couldn't bat it away. This is a really impressive offense. Another impressive pocket given to quarterback Zach Vallis. And those 50-50s in the end zone make me nervous for that reason. Gerald Ogletree throwing for Madden. Good start to this drive. We have a 2-minute drill. 17-14. A few more points being scored than our last couple games. 3rd down and inches. We're going to throw it. And that's downfield. Shembo has it batted away. They came out to stop the run, and I wanted to make him pay. It is only inches. High risk here. And we sneak. I don't know if he got it. He did. He's going deep again. Ogletree for Coates. What a catch! Single coverage. Give him a chance. These are the chances I think are worth taking. 50-50 ball. Dropped in beautifully. 3rd down and 14 now for Arkansas State. 4-man rush. Throw from Ogletree is caught by Shembo, shy of the sticks. Jamie Finger, after an 0 for 2 first half last week, goes 2 for 2 in this half. This is the final play of the half, and we get Rasmussen tackled. 20-14. We're back to seeing more touchdowns scored and a lot of good offense in this first half. I feel pretty good about what we've done to this point. Zach Vallis starts the half with a strike thrown complete for a gain of 9. Now they run Rasmussen, and they've been getting these yards at a very consistent clip. 12 for 63. Another run. We're there in the backfield with Jeffrey Brazil. I mean, at some point, I expect our D-line to step things up. This is a team with no star linemen, and they've been able to keep their quarterback clean and move us in the running game. Here's good protection again. Nice job by Dallas Brown. Florida, 3rd down. Blitz dialed up, and the pass incomplete. Good coverage on the play. We'll get our second half underway. And I was meaning to keep that with Ogletree. I think I'm getting all backwards on the controls again. 3rd down and 12 at the sticks. Right there is Sean Coates. We're going to take it to the right and flip that ahead. This might be a catch for best. If so, it's a 1st down grab into Gator territory. Looks like they called it a run. Whatever you want to call it, it's a 1st down. Best now with a gain of 4. Just got that away. Shembo in the clear. Has the 20. Run out of bounds as Ogletree is up to 222 yards passing. The kind of game you need to have when you're coming off of a benching. Of us using a relief pitcher, essentially. Back to pass and throwing. Caught. Durham. He's in the game. Interesting. Good catch. Ron Best deserves the breather as we take it inside the 10. Keontae Ruggins on the carry. Very quiet start to his season, but a 1st down. Running to the right, and the same result. Pass is caught. Ogletree hits the touchdown to Miles Allen. And the Red Wolves extend their lead and will go for 2. The 2-point try. Ogletree, whoa. Okay, I wanted you to float it, but maybe not like that. And it's no good, but we lead by a dozen. Fake to Rasmussen, we bit, and the pass is brought in. Over the top, Jermaine Heinisch. Man, this team is pretty fun to watch, honestly. They're going to try taking it left, and this look we are giving them here is our 3-3 odd, which puts 3 defensive tackles on the field. And I want to go to some of this to take away the run and try to get them in longer 3rd downs if we can. 2nd down and 13. Hopper collapses the pocket. Sacked. 3rd and 19. Going underneath for Heinisch. And it's still going to be well shy of the marker. Ogletree in the offense has it again. On the crosser, Coates turning into another great game for him. On the screen for Shembo. He gets loose to the outside. 14-yard gain. That's best in motion, and it's a screen. Really good effort, though, by number 6 getting off that block. Ruggins takes it to the right side. Now he gets up to full speed and takes on the first defender he finds. Again to the air, and it's batted before it can reach the hands of Akeem Madden. But to the fourth quarter we go. Fourth quarter is underway. Ogletree's feeling it. Shembo incomplete. Not sure we're in field goal range here. Third down. Ogletree's got Madden. And he gets us to the 19-yard line. Great protection, great route. On the carry here, Best getting around the edge. He gains 3. We got Ruggins to the right. Can't stiff arm his way through a defensive tackle. That's Sean Coates, the motion man, on 3rd and 5. And again, pressure gets to Ogletree. Incomplete. So we're not able to quite go up 3 possessions right now. Jamie Finger makes this a 15-point game. Here in the fourth, will the Gators get a little more aggressive to try to pull off this comeback? They get it to their top playmaker, Heinisch, on a short pickup. This is a really big third down. Rasmussen motions out of the stadium, that is. Vallis back to pass, is looking deep. One-on-one, Heinisch, incomplete. Tymon Hills on the coverage. So far, he has been a great addition from James Madison. And we get the football again. Agood will take it. Oh, not going to the sideline. He's up near midfield. Running left. Best breaks the first tackle and gains 7. Here's Ruggins now. A great job from Akeem Madden on this first down carry. Falling ahead, Keontae Ruggins. And we're into field goal range again. Back to throw, Ogletree on target, Madden. He's got it to the 10. Ogletree has been very accurate in this game. 23 of 31, 307 yards. Ogletree now on the keeper. Eyes the end zone. Touchdown, Arkansas State. And they go up big here in the fourth. A 22-point game as Arkansas State continues to pull away from the unranked Gators. I don't think their play calling has been anything great in the second half. They've not been as balanced, and I thought that was kind of the key to their success, and it was the key to Oregon's success. When they weren't one-dimensional, things were much easier. And they've tried to get some big plays that just have not been able to connect. 3rd down and 7. Vallis dumps it off, and this is not going to help their cause. They lose 2 and are punting again. At this stage, that feels like conceding defeat. Running with Bradley Durham, he's going to get us this 3rd down conversion, and we'll chew the clock. Durham, another good run. Throwing to Agood. They just left him wide open. It's the same thing as running. And Florida's going to let us run out the clock. The Red Wolves get back in the win column here in the SEC. 36-14. We shut them out in the second half. We put together some really good drives and got a strong game from quarterback Gerald Ogletree. Good to see a little bit more explosiveness out of the offense. And our running game was actually better against Oregon than in this matchup. So hitting Sean Coates for some big plays was definitely a difference maker. 470 yards of offense, 4.5 yards a rush, 9.9 per pass. I think there's a really good offense in there for Florida. They showed it to start the game. They had some good drives, just not enough. Zach Vallis finishes 23 of 28, 233 yards. Cole Rasmussen, where did his carries go? They were balanced to open the game and then just got away from it for whatever reason. Ogletree, 2 touchdown passes, 316 yards passing. Ron Best, 15 carries, 9 for Ruggins, 5 for Bradley Durham. Our leading receiver was Sean Coates, going over 100 yards thanks to a 45-yard catch. And we had 4 receivers have a catch longer than 20 yards today. 1 sack for Elijah Hopper, 1 interception for Andre Adeyemi, 3 TFLs for Dallas Brown. And at this game, we had a few recruits visiting. Are we close at all to our first commitment this year? As a matter of fact, a 5-star guard, Matthias Coker, has committed to Arkansas State. That opens up some points. You're kidding me. How did that happen? How did Ohio State take Chamberlain? I thought he was ours. How did they do it? It wasn't a visit. They just jumped to the top. How much NIL money did you pay him? Just be honest. You gotta be kidding me. That is a heartbreaking recruiting loss. I do have another option, and now Michigan is a problem. I'm gonna have to scout more tight ends. So, Ben Lamons, we're in first place for now. Carlos Cash, first place for now. Denton Foster, same story. I want to schedule his visit. I already have 4 players there. Week 9 against LSU, then it is. We're in first for Derek Best, first for DJ McElroy. We're in really good shape still for a lot of players. Very close to a commitment for Eric Corbett, Sam Tutupu, Tremaine Williams. I think we're in okay shape there. Chet Gradkowski, we just had on the visit, and that gets us within reach of ending this battle. Last year, we came so close to the number 1 prospect who was a tight end. And then this year, I thought we had the best tight end in the country coming to our school. We have 2 more chances on 4-star players without an offer. I think I passed on Gideon Hart earlier because he's lighter than most receivers. 6'4", 201. Oh, I did scout him, actually. Yeah, 78 speed, 80 strength. I'll finish it. I don't know. He's not a great blocker. He's not big. I think I'm happy I got Miles Allen on this team when I did. And I have scouted these other tight ends. That's the thing. And already taken them off the board. All right, Rossi. You better get ready to change your mind. We want him visiting the LSU game too. Oh yeah, we have our work cut out for us in this battle. Rossi's the one player who's narrowed it down to the top 5. I don't want to get off of sending the house because the pitches are so bad. And by the way, I guess he's a 207-pound tight end, so another light vertical threat, but at least has the athleticism. But pro potential is a D grade. Brand exposure is a B+. So if you figure out what checks those 2 boxes plus something else, I think it's athletic facilities. So sending the house is actually better. I don't know if we realistically win this, but I will try. Miles Allen, championship contender deal breaker, shouldn't go anywhere after this season. I might just say, we'll stick with Rossi. If it doesn't work, we got the portal. And then Miles Allen, I think, is a starting caliber tight end. He has good enough route running, good enough blocking. He's just a well-rounded player. So we have the start to our recruiting class. We have one player. How does Georgia already have 11? How many hours do they get? 11 four-star players. Ohio State's got 2 5s. I don't know how they got Chamberlain. I'm still salty about that. I will continue to be. Interesting couple of weeks of recruiting, but we do have a 5-star guard joining the team. And next up for Arkansas State, they will meet Mississippi State. They're 0-1 in the conference so far. We've won our first 2 games. There are 6 teams without a conference loss to this point. It's looking like a really hot start for Tennessee. They're 4-0, definitely on the rise after last year. They were just kind of a mid-tier team. Bama and Georgia are 1-2, and we're sitting at number 6. Gerald Ogletree, 6 touchdowns, 1 interception, 750 yards. That deal breaker is currently at a D-. We'll see if that gets corrected. Ron Best is at 6 yards a carry, 329 yards, 1 rushing touchdown. Leading receiver is Sean Coates. We do not have a receiver touchdown to anybody but Christian Fine, though, through 4 games. Akeem Madden leads the team with 5. And defensively, sack leaders are Jeffrey Brazil and Elijah Hopper. Taking that leap as a sophomore this season. He's not going to develop much more. He's basically going to stay the same, maybe get his finesse moves up a little bit. But right now, he's making an impact. We have 4 interceptions as a defense. And Dallas Brown has 7 deflections. Tymon Hills is already up to 5. Here are the early leaders in the SEC. Paul Hopper has the most yardage. Texas quarterback Richard Bliss has 18 touchdowns and 1 interception, while the Tennessee quarterback Jeremiah Brown has 16 touchdowns, no picks. The leading rusher is Denard Adkins from Kentucky with 630 yards. Danny Carter from Auburn, 582. He is over 8 yards an attempt. Leading receiver, Lewis Poole from Texas A&M. No touchdowns, but 584 yards. I'm sure we'll run into more of these top players in the SEC as our conference season continues. Hope you guys are enjoying the start to year 7. I'll see you all again soon for more of the Red Wolves Dynasty. I appreciate you watching and supporting the channel. Subscribe to the channel for more, and I will catch you all in the next video.